Hello everyone, thank you so much for clicking on today's video and welcome to my channel. I wanted to share this particular post in light of the release of the Multiverse of Madness. I am honestly religiously avoiding spoilers until I can watch it. In this post, OP details some of the horrible things that what I think his obnoxiously spoiled sister did to him. Honestly, it's horrendous. Anyways, if you do enjoy this post, please give it a thumbs up. Now on to the story. Okay, so I'm a huge Marvel nerd. The kind of nerd that cosplays, goes to conventions, and draws her own stuff. Mostly fan service. My sister ridicules my hobby, saying that it's pathetic and quote-unquote the R word. She claims I'm delusional as a grown woman playing dress up. Besides that, we have a good relationship. We're not friends, but sisters, if that makes sense. So, about 3 years ago, I managed to save up enough to go to a convention in the USA and meet the real Stan Lee. He signed one of my own pictures, one that I drew of the big three and complimented it. It was one of the best days of my life. Since then, the signed picture has always been on my wall. Flash forward. A few weeks ago, my sister asks for my jacket and I tell her no. Reason being that she was acting like a bee to me the whole week. She pouted and I left the house. When I come back, I see my effing Stan Lee autograph ripped on the floor. I effing lost it. Then my sister came in and started teasing me. Look at that grown-ass woman crying over a piece of paper. When she saw that I was for real distressed, she started saying that it was just a piece of paper and that I could get a new one. I pushed her out of my room and have been extremely short with her since. She tries to engage in conversation, but I shoot her down. She tries to bribe me with movie tickets and I tell her to go with her boyfriend, etc. She hasn't apologized for it. She says that I should be over it by now, and my mom says the same. She says a materialistic thing shouldn't come in between my family, and that I should simply let it go. My dad is also really mad at my sister and by extension mom. He's as big of a Marvel fan as me, and he was livid when he found out. This whole ordeal is literally splitting our family apart. My mom and sister think that I'm being unfair by not letting go, and I think they both disrespected me. Mom is mad at dad for not talking sense into me and taking my side, and dad is mad at my mom for failing to punish my sister and spoiling her. I feel awfully guilty, but also raging mad. Can someone help me with this? OP then went on to add, "Thank you guys for listening to me. I feel a lot better. I will take what many of you said and I'm going to send them examples of how much Stan Lee's autograph costs. But I think I have to word it very good so they don't think that I would quote-unquote split up the family over money." OP updated. "Thank you for the support. My dad and I found someone that restored pictures and we're taking my piece to it. Dad is going to use part of the money he was going to gift my sister for her car down payment. As you can imagine, sister threw a fit and is staying with my mom at my grandparents' now." OP then replied to a few comments in response to a question about the state of the piece and potentially moving out. "I taped it together, but there are some pieces missing or too shredded to put together. It's really bad. The thing is, I can't move out. The flat market is really bad here, and on my job alone, I couldn't pay rent and support myself. Also, I'm very close to university and moving further away would also skyrocket my transportation costs." In response to a comment pointing out her sister's lack of remorse. "I don't know about remorse. She freaked out when I freaked out. After teasing me and seeing me break down, she hit anxious and kept repeating that it was just a piece of paper, but she hasn't apologized for anything. Thank you for all the great advice. So a lot has happened after my mom and sister left, and we took the money that was meant for my sister's car's down payment for the restoration. My grandma called me and asked what was happening. I explained to my grandma what happened and tried explaining who Stan Lee was. Surprisingly, she understood just perfectly. I was relieved. For a moment, I thought that my dad and I would get shit from everyone. My sister started giving me shit about telling our grandma and being a snitch. I told her that she asked me and I just told her the truth. But what took the cake was that my sister apparently ranted in her friend group chat about me and how she couldn't understand my behavior. She again ridiculed my hobby and so on. One of the dudes was really pissed and they had a huge argument in the group chat. The dude was so mad that he posted the screenshots in his Instagram story and they spread like wildfire. She's now being ostracized by our community with a few exceptions. My mom and sister came back in the morning. They didn't talk much to us. My mom came in my room and asked if we found someone that restored the picture. We had a short, dry conversation until she asked me why I was making such a big deal about it. I shut her up like you guys told me to. I started by explaining who Stan Lee was, how long the painting took me, how much it meant to me, equated it to the monetary value, and ended it with, "It's not only about the autograph, it's about the disrespect you both showed me and how little you seem to care about me. You said that it was not worth it to destroy family over materialistic things, but your daughter destroyed my most valuable possession because I didn't lend her my jacket." Y'all, my mom cried. She apologized profusely. She said she just didn't know how to deal with it and just wanted the tension to be over. And as I was way more cool-headed than my sister, she selfishly expected me to be the bigger person. My mom and dad are now talking to my sister very seriously because she's yet to apologize for everything. OP then supposedly commented using a different username. It hasn't been verified, but the new user claims to be OP. They say, "Oh my god, this is crazy. I wrote this post about 2 years ago. I, once again, locked myself out of Reddit after a social media hiatus. My sister never really grew up after that. I wrote that she was 22 in the post, but the truth is, she was already 24. I just fudged up with the ages a bit. She went on to get married to a decent guy and cheated on him. She never really apologized for the whole thing, and me and my mom are currently not talking because of another situation. My dad remains cool. He separated from my mother like a few months after the original post. My mom remarried, a complete pushover. One Redditor did reach out to me offering an autographed picture of Stan Lee. I didn't end up taking him up on the offer. But it's the thought that counts. Thank you for everything." So guys, what did you think about this? Honestly, the level of entitlement from OP's mother and their sister is honestly insane. Like, what? I understand that the picture is a materialistic possession, but the fact that it's probably cost a whole lot of money given that Stan Lee has passed away, and the fact that it's probably something that OP values so very much, and the mother and sister don't even care about it. And all of this over a jacket? I swear, if somebody did this to me, I would lose my mind. But I'm glad that OP's doing much better, and I do hope that the sister and mother eventually do end up learning their lesson. Anyways, I do hope that you enjoyed this story. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you'd like to hear more stories from Reddit with updates.